The ABA's 2025 Bird of the Year announced, a new big year record broken for this year, a bird on the brink of extinction making a comeback. All of this and more on Breaking Bird News coming up right after this. All right, everybody, so ABA has announced their 2025 Bird of the Year, and it's an absolutely amazing bird. It is the common loon, one of the most iconic species in North America. It also has one of the most iconic calls that you can hear throughout a whole bunch of different films. It is the state bird of Minnesota, and it's an extremely charismatic bird. A Minnesota artist named Sam Zimmerman was able to make this beautiful painting to commemorate the 2025 Bird of the Year. It features these stunning purple and blue coloration on it, and it looks absolutely incredible. This artwork will be featured on the ABA's magazine for January, and all of you who are members, I'm very jealous of you being able to have this artwork up in your house somewhere on that magazine displaying. In other news, young birder Ezekiel Dobson has broken the lower 48 or the contiguous United States record for a big year in 2024. If you didn't know, the contiguous states include everything in the US except for Alaska and Hawaii. The previous record was held by the Stoll brothers, Reuben and Victor, back in 2022, where they reached a staggering 751 birds. Ezekiel Dobson, on the other hand, shattered that record with 758 birds for 2024, including a staggering 8 new species in the last 31 days of his big year. Big congrats to Ezekiel on this fantastic achievement. Link to his Instagram will be in the description below so you can check out the highlights of his big year. In more sad news, the bird flu or the bird influenza has skyrocketed in the United States, especially amongst domesticated birds, including chickens and ducks. This has caused egg prices to skyrocket in the United States, and the new administration has asked health agencies to stop updating the public on the status. Yes, the avian flu also impacts wild birds just as it does domestic birds, to a smaller degree though. And in some cases, the avian flu can cause massive die-offs of wild bird populations. Just this week, 99,000 ducks had to be euthanized on a Long Island farm due to the avian flu spreading throughout that area. As of right now, though, no human-to-human spreading has been reported. In more positive news, McCormick Place has seen a decrease of 95% in window strikes. If you don't remember, back in 2023, one building on the lakefront of Chicago killed 1,000 birds in one night due to the birds running into the glass. Birds aren't able to see glass, and so they often run right into windows, killing them on impact. This obviously sparked massive outrage among the bird community and nature lovers alike, causing a petition with thousands of signatures to be signed. McCormick Place, due to the pushback, decided to take action. They were asked to close their drapes and turn off their lights, but in addition to that, they actually put up reflective decals, these dots in the windows that are actually visible to the birds, and they have no impact on a human's visibility looking out the windows. It's kind of a no-brainer to put those up because we have seen a 95% decrease in these collisions this year. This solution is not super expensive, and other companies seem to be following suit, so we hope to see that trend continue into 2025. In more good news, the piping plover population has seemed to be making a comeback in Massachusetts. Now, if you didn't know, this bird was threatened with extinction across North America. Conservation efforts on Massachusetts beaches have actually led to this bird seeing a massive comeback. In just the last year, the population has risen 1.5%, and since 1986, the population has seen a 500% increase due to these conservation efforts. In Massachusetts, at one point, there were only 200 breeding pairs, but that number has now reached, as of last year, 379 breeding pairs. This is an absolutely amazing thing to see for the piping plover and for bird conservation efforts across the world. And now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, the monthly Rare Bird Report. Starting on January 1st, we go to the state of Oregon, which got their 7th record of wood thrush. Now we move over to the state of Iowa that has their first golden-crowned warbler in 20 years. Florida also got their second state record of Scott's Oriole. Just an amazing day to start off the new year. January 2nd, we saw the first state record for Vermont of purple gallinule. January 3rd was an amazing day for birders across the United States, as we have our second U.S. record of gray gull in Texas and the first state record of a Texas gray gull. January 4th leads us to Alabama for the first state record of thick-billed longspur. In Ohio, they also received a state first, being the lazuli bunting. And lastly, in Oklahoma, the third eBird record of varied thrush. Moving on to January 12th, New Hampshire saw their fourth state record of McGilvery's warbler. And Quebec, we're not going to leave out our Canadian friends here, got their fifth province record of redwing, a European bird. January 13th takes us to the state of Tennessee for their first state record of purple sandpiper. Back to New Hampshire again, great month for them, their sixth state record of Harris's sparrow. And Michigan, their second state record of Anna's hummingbird, one that's hanging out in a feeder in that area. It slows down near the end of the month, with January 17th taking us to Alaska for the second ABA record of hen harrier, if it's confirmed. January 18th takes us to the fourth state record in Oregon of a back-heel teal. January 19th takes us to Arkansas for the seventh record of chestnut-sided longspur. And lastly, with less than 5 eBird records, South Dakota gets their harlequin duck on the list to finish out this segment of rare birds. Some of these may be confirmed, some of these may be denied. I don't know how the records committee are going to vote for each individual state on these birds, but I'm just trying to deliver the news as good as I can. So if you're watching this in a month or a couple months after, some of this information might be inaccurate. The schedule for this segment on the channel is going to be every fourth Saturday of the month. So if you have any reports of rare birds in your state or province, please email them to me at brighteyedbirding@gmail.com. Also, if you have any bird news that you've seen, you can also send it to me there, and I'd love to report on it every month. The rare bird segment will start and end with the last one that I saw here until the next episode. So it won't be a perfect January report, as we still have about a week and a half left, but those birds that I missed at the end of this month will be thrown onto the next month. Thank you everyone for watching this month's Breaking Bird News. Please consider subscribing if you like this segment, as I'll do this monthly, again, every fourth Saturday of the month. Meanwhile, you can watch some of my educational videos, or you can move over to my main channel and watch some of my exploration vlogs over there, where I go birding and take you with me. I hope to see you all next time on Bright Eyed Birding Learn.